That's
Not
the
that
juke.
Florida have to be a certain thing, but
The
it's like
track
it's just
almost sound
wild
like a
here.
Roy
So
Ayers. The track almost sound like a sample of Roy Ayers or something.
okay, so that's why you're taking me to Roy Ayers
Like it was,
sample,
if it was a sample. I don't know if it was a
yeah,
sample
I
or
know
not.
what you're saying. Though that's the feel that we're getting from it,
Yep.
and I'm glad you said that because I don't know those songs and samples and feels like you and say Mike Calhoun would know. I always check with y'all when I hear something and be like, "Why does this sound familiar?" Oh, because it's so and so. But anyway, yeah, that's a good
Calhoun
song.
here.
That's a good song. Congratulations, Teddy, on working with this young man for years and stuff like that. And I see that you're getting old. You're supposed to get old, Teddy. What you doing getting old?
We got to show our stripes. It's never old. It's this wisdom. That's this,
Yeah.
aging like wine, baby. You know what I'm talking
Yeah, I think
about?
the last time I saw you was around like what 2008 or something. Maybe it's been a while since I've seen you in person. I think it was in
Yeah.
Atlanta, like 2008, something like that. Because I remember that 2008 Core DJ. No, I remember the 2008 conference at TJ's DJs when they were speaking of Florida. When I was with a young lady that was 19, that was pregnant, a young rapper, and she asked, "What is the music industry looking for in female rappers?" And the first thing somebody said, I think it was Tony Neal, said, "We ain't looking for Kaya," and I just, did that Kaya record back in 2002, as you know. But we brought it
Right.
to you first down there when you had the video show. But anyway, so then they said, "Well, what are you looking for?" They said, "Oh, like Trina." And I'm saying that to say, because then I had a conversation with Trick Daddy about 6 weeks ago, and he was saying that I guess was always some kind of issue, some kind of misunderstanding between Kaya and Trina or whatever. So just throwing it out there in Florida land. But I'm gonna go back on mute, let Punch do his thing. Just throwing a little history out there that y'all might not be aware of. I'm back on mute.
That's definitely a crazy story right there. Shout out to Tony Neal. Shout out to the whole Florida. Shout out to the OG Teddy T. Because anytime I'm in Florida, I'm in Miami. OG always holds me down. I'm talking about 20 plus years. So you know what I'm saying. I gotta salute. I gotta definitely double salute to you because we all know a lot of time when we on this road and people always say, "Hey, when you get to my city, make sure you reach out to me," and they be full of shit. You know what I'm saying? OG, Teddy T, anytime I hit him up, I'm in the city, he always look out. He ain't even gotta be around. You know what I'm saying? Like last time he sent me to where you sent me to, OG? Oh, join Miami. Enough said. It was lit.
The record itself is like that's the juke sound. That's that Miami juke sound that came in from 2005. That they started with "I'm So High." Ball Greasy had the show. You got "That's a Lot" with the stick. Like that's that groove, the dance music that we have in Miami right now. So that's like that vibe for Miami bass and went to Miami juke.
Right. There's a lot of artists that have come down and kind of like stole the sauce or whatever. Drake, even the when we had the "I'm So High," Snoop came out with the "Sexual Seduction." That was because
Hmm.
these dudes came down to the clubs and they heard the sound we was kind of pushing or whatever like that. But yeah, nah, that's definitely homegrown. It's just like that old school vibe with a little bit of a harmonics to it.
Oh yeah, imitation is greatest form of flattery. So that definitely be flattered. You know what I'm saying? That that people taking the swag. You know what I'm saying? But basically the originality of it. You know what I'm saying? Like OG was saying, he couldn't even find nobody you could even sound like. So that just goes to
I
tell you right there.
appreciate
That's the point. That's
I
that's the
appreciate
difference.
that.
You know what I'm saying? For real. So yeah, definitely. I rock with the record. You see, I played it twice, and it's just like it's one of those catchy hooks that it's okay that you gonna have that in your head. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like
Yeah.
that's just like one of you really hit the mark with that hook right there, and just the whole song.
Yeah, yeah. The whole thing is changing the vibrations. It's like me getting a little bit older. I'm tired of seeing these young brothers just out here dying for no reason. You know what I'm saying? The vibrations is too low. So I rather have a brother out here just enjoying himself and vibing with a woman. And maybe that's the problem. They don't know how to talk to women. So we're gonna create some records that make it easier for them to just dance with the girl and take her home. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole purpose of me doing music. Is I'm tired of I'm tired of watching these young brothers, and they feel like they got to copy, the drill music, or they feel like they got to come out and talk about stuff that they don't do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody and anybody, no matter how old you are, 8 to 80, you know what it's like to be in a relationship with a man, woman, child, whatever the case may be. You feel me? So I want to bring it back to where we touching emotions. You know what I'm saying? We letting them know that Black people can have emotions outside of just murdering other people. You feel me?
Oh, most definitely, absolutely. Shit, we created emotions. Period. You know what I'm saying? So, for sure. I wanna go in the chat too as well. My brother DJ Headrush, he made a very interesting comment. This is a skating record. Like here in the Midwest, we do a lot of skating. You know what I'm saying? That is, if that's not a skating record, I don't know what is. Period.
Yeah,
That's a skating record right there. Like people would be in the roller rink crazy off that one right there. And that one for my DJs is a 115 BPM. Very different than what you would think it was. I wouldn't think unless I was just sitting here on the deck looking at it that the BPM is there, but it's at 115 for my DJs. You know what I mean? For the blends and all that. You know what I'm saying? So definitely. We opened up for feedback, everybody. So y'all know the drill. Go ahead and take
Yeah,
yourselves out.
I always like hearing Kermit stories, man. Kermit got a story for every artist that is
Oh, for
alive.
sure. Oh, we always do story time with Kermit for sure.
Hey, for real. But that record right there, my name is Nation, man. Dub Nation, out of Dayton, Ohio Fleet DJs, assistant manager, never hating nor faking, just participating in good music and money making, man.
that
Uh,
part.
yeah. So the record is it's like you already heard it before. Not that you heard it before, but it sounds like it's fresh, refreshing. Something new. You know, like you said, it does send out a positive vibe and a fun vibe. I think I seen somebody in the chat say this is what you play at the barbecue. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like you really can play this joint everywhere and anywhere. Like it's supposed to be on the radio. It needs to be on the radio. I mean, it almost put me in that aspect of, hey, you got friends, I got friends. Let's all be friends. You know what I'm saying? And let's get to showing it. You know what I mean? All that. So I enjoyed the record. It was enjoyable to me. You know what I'm saying? Good taste. You know what I'm saying?
thank you. That's what it's about, man. Just like one of them records you could you listen with your kid around, and you could listen to with your grandma around.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely want to hear it like Punch. I be wanting to hear these records. I want to hear what y'all do to these acapellas, man. Cause that one crazy too. That one
Coming
is
soon.
crazy.
Coming soon.
That one is crazy.
Yeah, the DJ Punch Show will be live. With the records that y'all heard tonight, I will be blending these records because we got cleans for both of them. These gonna be in the folder too. We're gonna be servicing these out in the folder this week in the strong side folder. So all the DJs, everybody gonna have them. So definitely tap in to these records too right here. Salute Doug out there, Ohio representing Ohio Fleet DJs, my brother. Salute to you, bro.
I got
Definitely.
another comment too, Punch.
Yes, sir.
This Kermit again. I'm glad Paul mentioned about like a Roy Ayers flavor or whatever the example he gave, because that's where it took me to like a jazz, like a jazz happy record, like Don't Worry, Be Happy or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it took me in that frame, don't worry, be happy, you know, and so it's just unusual for Florida. That's all. But I guess I'm not.
You know what? It do kind of got that Florida vibe if you think of like that Miami Vice and that tempo. It do give you that kind of Florida vibe for real, because they got that weather down there. You feel like you can feel the weather through the music.
But listen, what I felt on that Roy Ayers vibe, I'm glad Kermit brought that up, because it got like, if it was a sample, like I was saying, it's almost like that jazz of Roy Ayers, like the vibes he be playing. And then Roy Ayers' music was always had the vocals he had on there was positive. Like everybody loves the sunshine, feel what I feel, what I'm feeling, what I'm feeling, what I'm feeling, that type of thing. That it would be a good, if that wasn't if that wasn't a sample, it kind of puts you in that mind. If you did sample a Roy Ayers, change the BPM to it, and put some feel good music on top of it, it automatically goes with that. It gives you that vibe, that feel good music vibe.
Yeah,
And it's
there's
classic. That's a classic sound.
yeah, I mean, technically, there's no sample to it. I sampled the "I'm So High." So there's a part where I do the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday. So we took that and from my lyrics from the "I'm So High" and kind of made the beat over top of that. But I mean, if you really, I'm dating myself right now, but my influence obviously is Native Tongue, Tribe Called Quest. So it's
Yeah.
sort of
They
like that
sampled a lot of
jazz.
jazz.
Yeah, it's a lot of jazz influence. I sat there and I listened to all of that when I was growing up, you know what I'm saying? And you're going to hear it in the music, of course mixed with Luke Skywalker and Trick Daddy.
You know, that
If you
was
do
actually
sample it, that's a good person to be compared to is a Roy Ayers or Bob James or somebody like that. Some of the classic stuff.
Tribe
Appreciate it.
Called Quest was the actual rap group I was trying to think of from New York that I was saying that it sounded more like a New York, a
Uh,
lot of New York feel.
Yeah, I'm
That's actually the name I was looking for. But I want to say
heavily
this too, because you said something that you kind of use something, you know, kind of use something cost somebody to pay Marvin Gaye family $7 million. So when you kind of using something, keep that in mind that
oh
when
no,
it
no.
kind of blow up, that you're gonna kind of pay somebody for kind of
No,
using it.
yeah, I kind of use my record. That's like we took the reference. I was singing
Oh,
the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but I didn't sing it in the same key. And we took that and we used that as the basis to build the beat on top of it. That's why I
yeah,
say
I know what
I
you're saying.
kind
It's just the fact I happen to be from Cleveland. I got two friends that both are millionaires now from Kanye West, the video he did where he's riding a motorcycle with his wife on the back of the motorcycle. That video, that
right
song brought
stronger. I
somebody
mean,
in a
yeah,
million
no,
dollars. Then another guy had a John that be on here a lot, John Wilson. Somebody used a sample from one of his songs or a part of it. See, people call it, and y'all call stuff interpolation, but that make. I'm not talking about you specifically, but please, I'm talking about in general. Anybody on the call listening, not you. I'm not coming at you, but y'all young people call stuff interpolation, and all you interpolating is somebody getting a check. So I just wanted
uh,
to share that with everybody. I'm not
oh
talking
trust
about you.
trust me,
Hey, let me
I'm
say
dealing
real
with
quick. Shout out
I'm
to
dealing.
Tribe Called Quest. They just made it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, trust. I'm dealing with that right now. We had to sue Kid Cudi because he sampled the "I'm So High" song, and he basically just took my whole vocals and my beat and sang over it and that's actually how he got signed to Kanye West. With the Good Music situation, he took my record. So I understand that, and I'm
Hey,
not
so
trying to do it.
you said it's funny. I mentioned Kanye West because it's a small world, huh?
Yeah, definitely dealing with that. But I mean, luckily we've been blessed, and when if I do use the sample or something, we reach out to the people directly. We reached out to Sherelle. Is it Sherelle who sings the Saturday Love? I
Yeah.
believe.
Her and
And
Alexander O'Neal. Yep.
Alexander O'Neal, and they told us, the label told us pretty much as long as we change the key, you can't own letter days of the week. So we changed the keys of it, and that's how we good with that one. But I mean, yeah, I'm definitely not trying to do the work for nobody else. So I don't want to do a song and then somebody else is getting all the benefits because I didn't dot my I's and cross my T's.
Yeah, let me add this for somebody else that's not quite as smart as you and Teddy and people like y'all and Paul and different ones on here. But I do want to share a quick story. I worked with a guy that paid Gerald Levert $30,000 back like in the early '90s to sing on his record with his artist. Sylvia Rohn, who was the president of either East, West, or Atlantic at the time, told
Alexa,
him, the elector told him that he could not put Gerald's name on the outside of the album, like it couldn't be on the album cover on the back, or it couldn't be a stick on the front of my featuring Gerald Levert or none of that. And the song that Gerald Levert was on could never be a single from the album. So he paid all of that thinking he's gonna have this, hit record out on the radio or whatever, and then that never happened because he only had to hide. People had to actually buy the album to know it was there. He couldn't promote that it was there or nothing. They had to actually buy the album for whatever he was doing, his artist was doing, but he had to do it for that. And then he had to turn around and then people would hear Gerald Levert, but he could not promote it or talk about it. So just to tell you how stuff can work sometime in the music business when people really in control of the situation. Now, another guy I worked with, he did a record through Atlantic. I'm trying to think of the label. Yeah, what's the damn label there? Anyway, this label, sub label, and they end up selling they sold like 250,000 singles or whatever. And the guy, I think he put like a couple 100,000 into it, if I'm not mistaken.
Remember, you weren't supposed to mention the label anyway, so glad you can't remember it because you weren't supposed to mention it.
Okay, thank you for that. So anyway, yeah, and I can't remember nothing I was saying just now. But anyway, so he put about a couple 100,000 into it. But what happened was at the end of the day, and I'm gonna think of the name of the record label, before we get off this call. Before the end of the day, the label told him that, because he asked for the masters or something back or something like that, because he had put, he's the only one that spent money. No, it was Lightyear Records that was going through Electra or whatever at the time, through Warner Music Group. It was Lightyear Records. They was doing a lot of independent artists putting them through Warner Brothers. That's who it was. They ended up telling this dude, they ended up telling this guy that he still owed them some money. I think he put up 250 grand he put into that song, promoting it, pressing stuff up, promoting it, getting across the country, all of that. They told him that they couldn't give him the masters or give him whatever because he still owed them some money. So now, how you owe somebody some money and they didn't spend a dime on your stuff? They just actually put it up with, Atlantic or whatever, through their distribution with Atlantic, but nobody spent any money but the manager and the record label owner, the independent label owner, but he still owed them money. So I learned a lot from sitting back, watching people do stuff and what they accept in this business. And I'm gonna go back on mute, says Punch.
Hey, Kermit, hold on. I want to ask you a question, brother Kermit. Isn't Sylvia Rome? Let me just ask you, because you're an OG in this game and you know more than anybody on here. But in the Sylvia Rome story, ain't she blocking money from coming to Gerald by doing that? Because just think of how much more money he would make off the back end of that song getting to be promoted to be the blow up hit.
No,
okay,
in that situation, no, because Gerald got paid by whoever hired him to sing the record or whatever like that. He got paid. So
he gave Gerald 30 grand. He gave Gerald $30,000 to even do the record.
So he's signing the thing, but he don't never get no writers or nothing for the ongoing. He
get whatever he's gonna get if the record is get airplay or is sold. That had nothing to do with it.
Right. So you blocked that from happening.
But here's what I'm saying. Here's what you're not thinking about. I get what you're saying 1,000%. What you're not looking at is how do you know Gerald didn't tell her to do that? And I'm gonna tell you why I said that. I'm going to tell you why I said that. I need to probably take this off YouTube to tell you. So I wait till Punch get ready to play the next record to tell you what you're missing. I just do it that way. Because we don't do YouTube when we actually play the music. We take it off YouTube because I got too many strikes for playing people's songs on YouTube on Mixaholic Mondays.
I mean, the game hasn't changed. Artists are still doing that to this day. Like you pay Lil Baby for a feature, and his label's not gonna let him put his name on it, because at the end of the day, it's a competition. If they got all the rights and they making the money off the record, and then you getting money from somewhere else, and they not getting any of that, it's affecting their bottom line. So you have to pay me first. You have to pay me too for me to give you clearance for him to go out and promote this record, because it's already taking money away from me because I don't own the rights to that record.
Right. I know another artist that actually had worked with Bone that had Snoop Dogg performing on the song, and Snoop Dogg was supposed to be in the video in California. They said they had the expensive video crew come there. First day, Snoop Dogg don't show up. Second day, Snoop Dogg don't show up. Snoop Dogg never showed up. And they wasted all that money thinking he was going to be on the video. And the album did come out, but it really didn't do a whole lot because they wasted a lot of money thinking they were going to do this big time video with Snoop Dogg to get it taken off. But that didn't happen. And I'm going to just say this, and I'm going to go back and meet again. And you said it too, McLeasy, is that a lot of artists understand that you get the money, the artists get the money. Yeah, man, I'm going to do this with you, whatever, but they don't have the authority to make it happen. They can go record anything they want to record. Ain't nobody gonna stop nobody from recording, but people will stop you from releasing or doing whatever. Because here's the problem that happens with it that people understand. What happened with something like that is that you do a feature with somebody. Say Gerald Levert does a feature with somebody or Snoop Dogg or whatever, and then that record takes off. So when it's time for their record label to put their song out, and then this other record is selling this, it gets to a point like, okay, well, which record do I like by Snoop? The one with Snoop Dogg and this guy, or the one with Gerald Levert and this guy, or the one that Gerald Levert doing by himself, or with Levert or whoever that's on the major label? That's the problem with a lot of these features, is that the consumer get confused as to which one to buy or stream or which one to deal with. So I'm gonna go back on mute after sharing that.
Yeah, definitely. Salute. Elsie, appreciate you. Definitely go ahead and give out your social media one more time, and definitely give us any appearances or any shows that you got coming up, brother. Appreciate you jumping on tonight. You are Mixaholic Mondays alumni, and we will be running this record on radio and on other mix shows as well, too, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I go by the name of McCleezy, McKleezie. You can follow me anywhere, everywhere, all platforms. The album is out now. It's called Throwback Thursday. It's on all streaming platforms as well. Um, right now we setting up shows. We just dropped the album last week, and whatever you guys need from me, drops, exclusive drops, whatever, I follow back, and we make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm working. Let's go.
Most definitely, man. I know. If Teddy is backing you, then you got to be, because he's one of those type of people that he don't rock with nobody who's not working. So once he reached out to me about it, I said, "Oh yeah, we got to get you on as soon as possible." So here we are, and definitely, man. Like I said before, appreciate it, and I'll be reaching out for drops too as well, because we're gonna be running these records, bro.
Yeah, the album. Yeah, you appreciate it, man. The album you're gonna love, man. I got a mix of everybody from Miami. JT Money is on the album. Buster Free's on the album. Piccolo, if you're familiar with Miami music, he's on the album. So it's what Miami sounds like, but upgraded. You dig?
For sure, man. Definitely appreciate you coming on again. Salute, Teddy, for having them come on and putting everything together too.
No problem.
Definitely, I'll definitely be in touch this week. All right, y'all. I'm supposed to have Ganja Man coming on too at 10:30. He's running a little bit behind. I think he's having some technical difficulties. So I want to go ahead and run the record, and then we're gonna come back and get y'all out of here. So let me run.